Hello, and welcome to this series of episodes where we will discuss different things about the internet, search engines, SERPs, etc. Today, it will be our first episode, and we are going to start with a topic that I love because it's so nostalgic. First of all, I'm Maryanna Franco. This is Jason Barnard.
Hello.
Of course, you know him. And today we will talk about the history of SERPs. I absolutely love this because I find it so much fun.
I would like to interject. SERP is Search Engine Results Page.
I was going to ask you to see if you knew what it was.
Yeah. Here's a funny story. I didn't know what a SERP was until 2013.
Did you not know what the SERP was? Or you know what it was, but you didn't know what the letters?
Yeah. I knew what it was. I didn't know that the acronym SERP was Search Engine Results Page. And I've never admitted that before. Well, it took me 15 years to learn that acronym.
It's okay.
Shame on me.
Oh, that's a fun
Well, I think that goes to show that we shouldn't be ashamed to ask if we don't know. And I think I got to the point where I was too ashamed to ask.
You could just Google it.
I never thought of that.
Oh my God.
So the history of the SERP.
Yes. I want to start back in the 90s because there wasn't really search engines before that.
No.
Were they?
I don't know when the first one was officially launched, but I think kind of when it started, it isn't so important as how it's evolved. So my personal experience is what I can talk about. 1998, that's when I kicked in. When did you kick in?
I mean, probably, I would say 98 or 99 was probably 99.
So I have a very slight advantage in terms of experience.
No. Okay. Your experience is as an actual back-end experience, right? So you were working with it. Yep. My experience is as a user. So you have tons of experience.
The point being, you knew what a SERP was probably before I did. I started in 1998 and I had a website and I was optimizing it to try to get traffic to a children's website. And I focused on Google, and I was lucky to focus on Google first. Mm-hmm. And at the time, the SERP, the search engine results page, was simply 10 blue links.
Yeah.
And the 10 blue links were generally pretty rubbish. And it was really easy to get to the top because there was very little competition. The algorithms were pretty stupid. And there must be a third reason. Our content was brilliant.
I cannot remember when did I start using Google, because I remember using many other search engines before.
Such as?
Terra Vista, Alta Vista, Yahoo, Sapo.
I liked Hotbot.
This is Portugal, right? So bear in mind that I was using whatever was, testable in my house and my school. So I wasn't in the industry back then, obviously. So,
from the back end, what we were doing was creating one page per variant per keyword. And so a variant of a keyword was, in our case, kids games. We'd also have kid games, kids game, kid game, and potentially any misspellings that people might make.
Yeah.
And we would make one page of each, which was almost identical, except for the way we wrote kid game, kids games, and one for each engine. And so there were, let's say, 15 major engines, 15 times 15 pages per keyword times 1,000 keywords. That's a lot of pages.
And you had to submit them individually to each search engine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had whole teams for this.
Oh my God.
And what then happened is somebody on my team locked himself in his office with an Excel spreadsheet and worked out the exact ratio we needed for each individual page. And then we applied his system to every page, all of the thousands, tens of thousands of pages we had. And it worked phenomenally well, but it worked best for Google. And I think, now I wonder, was I lucky?
Yeah.
Was I smart? Did I bet on the right horse, Google? Or was I just lucky that our system happened to work best on Google?
Mm-hmm. But I have a question now. Did you write white letters.
On white background. I did, yes.
Oh.
And that's the thing, and we discussed this the other day, is people kind of think, oh, that's horribly naughty. And it is naughty in terms of respecting the rules of the search engine, but it's actually kind to the people.
So kind.
Because we were writing really rubbish text that really didn't make sense, that was repetition of kid game, which is grammatically incorrect, for the search engines. And by putting the white text on the white background, we were relieving the user of the pain of having to read these horrible texts.
Yeah.
So I'm now looking back 26 years later thinking it was actually quite a kind thing to do.
So let's just take a step back. Here we are in the 90s with the blue links that basically when you Google something, you had 100 websites with exactly the same title, the same meta description, everything exactly the same. Back then, we still dared going into the second, third, fourth page of results. So you could not have a dead body on the second page of results because, you go to jail.
Just to explain that to people who aren't in the SEO industry, SEO joke, where is the best place to hide a dead body?
Second page of Google.
And that's true today, but it wasn't before.
Yeah.
People would go through 10 pages. So the best place to hide a dead body at that time was the 100th result, the 10th or 11th page of Google.
So, after this amazing times, I think the next thing that we got was, having in mind that at this time, the SERP was just blue links, nothing else. And then suddenly we got ads. I think this was the next step.
Yep.
Right? It was ads.
And you told me they were colourful, and I'd forgotten that they were yellow.
There was at least a phase where they were yellow. They had a yellow background.
Yeah.
And for years, I did not click on ads. And I did not even know that they are ads because I thought they were viruses. And I thought that if I would click them, my laptop would just get a Trojan horse. So I didn't click on ads at all. I didn't understand that they were ads.
But actually, the 10 links below were probably where you would have got the Trojan horse.
That's very true.
I'd never thought of that before either.
Yeah.
Oh, we were a day of discovery.
Oh.
So ads came along, Google started making money, Google started dominating. Then what happened?
Then I guess we started getting some features like the images, videos, news, all of these things. Even though in the beginning, I guess, images was still not a very advanced thing. I think it was quite limited back then. Even today, I still expected it to be better than it is today. And one of the reasons might be because people are still writing, and this is a huge parenthesis, people are still writing alt text to include keywords instead of actual description of the images.
Yeah, and here's a piece of advice if you're doing that, is use a screen reader.
Mm-hmm.
And it will read through the text. It will come to an image. It will say, this is an image. And then it will just read a list of keywords. And you'll realize how annoying it is. And the alt tag is actually for the screen readers. It's not for the bots. So accessibility is one of the keys. And we talk in a future episode about how to help the bots. And basically, you help the bots by making it accessible for humans.
Yeah.
So accessibility is hugely important. And an interesting fact about images that I didn't know was initially they were just using file names and alt tags and title tags. Great. Now they can read the text around it and find the context. But I always thought that they didn't analyze all the images. And Minaz Merchant from Bing, in an interview, told me we analyze everything. He's the guy who runs the algorithm for video and images. He says we analyze absolutely everything. And he told me another interesting story, is they started to get the machine to understand what's in an image using roses and Tom Hanks.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There you go. It's interesting, isn't it?
That's
They chose
strange.
Tom Hanks because it's very common on the internet. He's very popular. And they basically said to the machine, here is Tom Hanks. Here are 20 million photos with Tom Hanks. Find out how you can identify this specific person. Now we're going to try Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. Then we're going to try Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan and somebody else he's been in a film with, who I'm afraid I don't know enough about his career to say.
Okay.
Isn't that brilliant? And then they would say, here's a rose, a specific kind of rose. and they would say, this is another kind of rose, another kind of rose, another kind of, here's a pink rose, here's a white rose, and then expand out from there. And now we have machines that can understand pretty much anything that's in an image, even a very confused image. So when you have your image and you add your alt tags, remember the machine can analyze the image, probably does it analyze the image, and will understand that you're cheating.
So if we go back, like say in the beginning, for the user, it was great, right? Because suddenly we started having the option to...
I forgot about the user again.
Oh my good Lord. Anyway, we suddenly had these buttons, right? And we could, check for news, check for images, videos, and I don't know exactly when, but in the meantime, Google bought YouTube, so all of this made sense. And the universe started growing in the online. And for the user it was great, and for the companies, they started being able to make more money also with this, I guess, monetizing. Yeah, also with video and everything. There was monetization, and after this, what do we have? We start having the autofill, suggested searches.
And all the different elements in the SERP. We move very quickly from having universal search where you could click on the tabs to see images and news, to having them actually integrated into the results, to then having the featured snippet, answers at the top, knowledge panels, which is my favorite topic. And I found it kind of evolved in a very sneaky manner that I didn't really notice as we moved from blue links through this entire thing. And now we've got this incredibly rich search engine results page. And you can actually just stay on the search engine results page and find most of the answers you need.
Yeah.
Which is the topic of a future episode.
Yes, it is. But now it's so impressive. I mean, it's so rich. It's such a rich SERP for people like you, for example, that, taught the machine about who you are. And, you get Twitter or what's the name now? X. I'm sorry. Yeah. X. And you get YouTube, and you get images, and you get all your podcasts and your videos. And it's such a rich experiment now. It's, as a user, it's just when someone does the kind of work that you do, so that the search engine truly understands who you are, the experience you have as a user is so rich.
And that goes across the entire search landscape. I focus on the search engine results for people and for corporations. So my name, Jason Barnard, the name CaliCube, Maryanna Franco, Brilliant SEO. How do we make that our perfect Google business card? And as I study it, the more I see how much these rich elements, which are very, very prevalent in branded search, how important they are and how valuable they are and how powerful they are. And as we move into a world of AI, generative AI, and a machine that's trying to have a conversation with you and help you and find the solution on the SERP itself, I realize that understanding these rich elements, understanding the SERP features and the power of images, videos, social media, and article writing, related searches, it's the future. And I'm super excited. Sorry.
No, apologize. The thing is that you were saying before that all this evolution of the SERP was very sneaky, right? You almost didn't see it happening. And what I think nowadays is that there are so many features already that the responsibility has switched a little bit to our side. Now it's up to us to use all of this, to know how to use all of these features and to take advantage of them. Because, you already have we already said here, but you already have everything. You have the knowledge panels, you have the videos, the images, the social media, everything. So it's up to you now. It's on your hands to make the search engine work for you.
Yeah, and there's a tendency to focus on blue links.
Yeah.
And the opportunities that are available with all the other...
Huge now.
Yeah. And the fact is, the entire thing is built on the blue links. And speaking to Frederic Debut from Bing, and even Gary Illish from Google has confirmed, the entire system is built on the fundamental blue links. So in the mind of the machine, it says, okay, here are my 10 blue links. What can I add to this search result of 10 blue links that would have more value than the existing result?
Yeah.
If an image is going to have more value, it will add that. If a video is going to have more value, it will add that. If a knowledge panel will have more value, it will add that. And that's what I call Darwinism in search. The survival of the fittest, the survival of the most valuable to the user. And that's how we need to think as marketers and as SEOs.
And now, I mean, we are living amazing times, right? Because, and the funny thing is that in Europe is not as exciting as in the US, for example, where all the, you look sad. You have a VPN.
I have a VPN, so I get the excitement of the American experience in Europe.
So in America, I mean, you get to see so many experiments. I mean, it's insane the amount of things you get to see there. You have but this also we have in Europe now, the pills, the little
pills.
The filter pills, they're so cool. But you get to see the AI overview, and we now saw also the zero-click experience that we will talk about.
Purchasing on the SERP,
which is absolutely amazing. And I mean, the future is just mind-blowing.
And that's what we're going to be talking a lot about in this series. And I think to round it all off, the thing there is we have all of these elements that are super rich, super important, and they're all evolving into this universal experience in what we call a walled garden. You'll need to watch that episode to understand that part, where the search engines, Google, Bing, but also the assistive engines like ChatGPT and Perplexity are solving the problem immediately without sending the user to the website.
Yeah.
And what they're all doing right now, they're experimenting like mad to try to find the perfect way to present the perfect solution to the users right there on their engine or tool.
Oh my God, we will become the people on the spaceship like in WALL-E.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
You are?
No.
I don't want to live on shakes. I love food.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm going to stick to proper meals, healthy diet, and geeky SERP.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we hope to see you on the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you for watching.